Share 68. The Good-Looking Girl. There was a friend of mine who was a founder of the Antibes Saturday night meeting, named George B. He was a ship's captain from Sligo on the west coast of Ireland. We were talking about our travels in AA, and he told me about being up in the mountains in Argentina and finding a group of little sober leprechauns. They had red hair and freckles and Irish names and alcoholism, but all they spoke was Spanish. They had Irish names like Patrick and O'Halloran and Murphy, but they didn't speak any English. They had their red hair and freckles and alcoholism. And then he also said, yeah, La Rochelle, the west coast of France. We were talking about the west of France, and he continued, there was this good-looking girl in the La Rochelle meeting. Then a couple of years later, I was talking to a friend from New Zealand. He was a professional sailor and had been living in La Rochelle with his sailboat. So I asked him, I said, yeah, George said there was a good-looking girl. He said, yeah, there is a good-looking girl in the La Rochelle meeting. So anyway, in 2003, when I was passing through the region, I was coming from Lorient and heading down to La Rochelle. I got into the meeting. It was a Thursday night meeting, and I was really late, about half an hour late. I opened the door, and it was a smoky room, and there were these French guys on either side of the table, a long wooden table. And right down at the very end of the table was one good-looking girl. I don't know if I would have gone to the La Rochelle meeting or not if I hadn't been told about that. But when I walked in the door, there she was, one good-looking girl amongst all sorts of French recovering alcoholics